like, do you think the bench four-man core of Murphy, Gallock, Blake, and Barnes is kind of like your bench unit moving forward with one of those bigs thrown in there?
Well, I mean, it is right. It is right now, and they're starting to find their way a little bit. But I mean, for me to sit here and say it's going to be like that forever or the rest of the season, I would be doing them justice. Or
Right.
It's fair to say that. But those guys are getting better every time they step on the floor together.
From what you've seen, especially outside shooting, I feel like that unit in particular where they've shown they've been able to hit it.
Well, I mean, I think overall we've been shooting the ball better, and I think a lot of it has to do with the comfort level that everybody's feeling on the offense end of the floor. They have a better feeling of where they should be at different times and where the shots are going to be and so on and so forth, and that comfort level translates to better shooting. I always thought coming in here that we had some solid shooters, and they didn't prove that theory right, but at first. But they work at it in practice, and they're starting to now. So which is really good.
Now you're saying a few weeks back you weren't quite sure what the identity you had with your bench, or you've been able to get a better gauge what that identity is now?
It seems like it's going to just be an energy unit.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if that is too general or too plain or whatever, but that's what our bench has been giving us. I mean, they've been giving us some juice when they're out there, coming up with big defensive plays, running out in transition, moving the ball from one side of the floor to the other with some pace. And then, what we do is we go into Drew, obviously. But the energy that they've brought to the table when they've been out there as a group has been very, very fun to watch.
How mandatory is it to get easy baskets in this day and age?
This season, I think, is very mandatory because, again, nobody was practicing. So, your execution is not quite there. As the season goes along, I think everybody's execution, for the most part, is going to get a little bit better. But I know in the beginning, if you have guys that can go get you easy baskets or help their teammates get easy baskets more often than not, then it makes the game a lot easier when your execution is broken down. Blesses it. So I mean, it is what it is. And last night we were able to get some, but I don't know if we have the personnel to do it every night. And so we have to play to our strengths.
Given the makeup of this roster, what's the best way to get easy baskets from this team?
Execution. We got three great post-up players, Kobe, Powell, and Andrew. And so we have to go inside, and those guys have to get double teamed. Then we have to space the floor the right way, get the ball out, move the ball, and get open looks on the backside, or at least be able to generate some driving kick off of an inside-out post-up game. To get some good looks.
Right. I mean, obviously Andrew's with the bench, but do those same principles apply with that second unit, or are there other things that you look from them?
Well, the second unit is probably a little bit better running unit, right, push unit than my first unit. So, if we get some stops with that second unit, they have a better chance of getting out and running. I mean, the two wings that we have are young wings, and one runs really, well, not young, but young comparatively. One runs very well, and Matt Barnes, and the other Gudlock is still trying to find out how to run and pace and all that other stuff about that. And then you have a guy in Steve Blake who's very quick with the basketball from one point of the floor to another point of the floor, and so when he pushes the ball, it's a good thing. And then you have Troy that runs to spots, or he runs to play drag, pick and roll. So those guys might be able to get some easy baskets in transition more so than the second unit, just because of their makeup.